Peace, 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 fam. Peace, peace, peace. I need to turn the volume up just a little bit. This is Oracle Deborah with the Oracle Deborah podcast on YouTube. Happy Friday. I don't know who started that. Happy Friday. Happy New Year's to everybody again. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I'm playing with, what do you call it? Video effects today. Yeah. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I got something on my screen. It's distracting me. Okay, so we're actually having some wild weather. It is kicked up with a vengeance, putting a little bit of a monkey wrench in my financial plans, but leaves a whole lot of room for me to go study before I can get my head in the game. I thought I would get in a little video. So, okay. What am I going to talk about today? I don't know. If my face looks a little thinner, I have a little more makeup on. I don't know that I can hide all the bags under my eyes. Um, I don't want to cloud chase because people think, I'm cloud chasing. I'm just talking about what's going on in the world. And, so yes, I'm dropping names, but it's not meant to cloud chase, okay? Besides, the people, the only video really right now that I have that had even just more attraction than the rest, much more, probably 600 times more attraction than the rest. Um, yeah, was about Mr. Carson. So, but anyway, the whole point of what I was saying is, I just heard someone call a woman Haggard, who rightfully so he clapped back at her because she dropped his name and said some and accused him of something he didn't say and didn't do, and he came back at her with a vengeance, as he should have. But when he called her Haggard, I was like, does she look haggard? I thought she had done good by presenting herself well on camera, and he called her haggard. So, to the young guys, yeah, probably look pretty haggard. And probably to myself, I wouldn't have said that, but if I'm going to be honest, yeah. But I also like to be all natural. I don't want to put on a cake of makeup every time I get on camera. I don't want to do it every day to be on camera. I don't. Um, Anytime I can go without makeup, I do. Um, and the camera, it has its effects, and it's fine. If you can do that. But and my skin really does require a little extra something or other. I have great skin, but you know, it's always required just a little powder to even everything out. Um, so I have a little something on today, and I'm not mucking with my eyebrows. I'm trying to grow them back, which they is working. My eyebrows are thickening, growing back from years of waxing, all that good stuff. So anyway, um, I'm sorry if I look a little haggard to you guys, but I am getting back on track with my nutritional routine. And, you know, it shows. I don't know what else to say. It shows. Anytime I'm only eating my food, this is the result. If I'm eating out, not so much. And I ate out a lot on my holiday. I ate a lot of nasty stuff, some grease. Whew. Some of that pub food is greasy. Golly. Like, how much alcohol do you guys drink that you all require that much grease? That was a lot of grease. It's greasy food. So I have no one to blame but myself. I take full ownership, extreme ownership, actually. Extreme ownership. So I that's my disclaimer. Yes, I will try not to look as haggard on camera. This is why I don't like videos, right? Because you know you got to do all this. Now I do this when I go out and about. I go to work or I meet with clients. I do this. You know, this is what I did, if not a little bit more. Um, so I guess you're my clients now. I have to do a little more. Plus, you know, I didn't have my normal red lipstick. It was always in a bag downstairs, and I wasn't going to go get it. So I had this really light pinkish stuff that didn't help either. So red is my color in terms of lipstick. It just pops. It just works for me. So I have committed to leaving my red lipstick up here. I'll buy new lipstick and put it in my bag. So at least feel good lipstick. But yeah, I just prefer not to have a bunch of makeup on camera. Sorry. Alrighty. Moving right along. You're probably like, what is all this stuff? I don't know. I just thought it looked good. You know, that's just me. Uh, Let me know what you think. Okay. Anyway, like I said, the weather is pretty crazy out there. I literally was just about to go out there, and my son warned me, like, you may not want to go out there. Yeah, so it was pretty wild. And considering I am managing not to get in accidents on a bright, sunny, dry day, um, I absolutely don't need to be out there trying to managing that energy on a day like today. It's not a lot of snow, but the wind is kicked up, it's cold, and it's kicked up quite a bit and it's swirling around. And yesterday, by the way, I literally was driving behind a weird driver. Um, and they were driving so weird and kind of crossing the line and straddling the line, and all this stuff. And I pulled back because I thought, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to get caught up in your whatever you're going on. And then I noticed the driver speed up. The light clearly was red ahead of us. It was clear. The sun was shining, and I thought, are they trying to manage the sun in our face? Because they could just easily pull down the visor and that would help, you know? And then I saw them speed up. I said, okay, so they want to drive and speed up to the line where the stoplight is. But they sped up and went through the stoplight, through a red light. They just cruised right along. And it was so weird because I had hung back and I'm watching them getting closer and closer to this line, and they were driving faster. And I figured they would just go, you know. And no, they just went straight through the red light. And the cars on either side, right? On either side, you know, who had the green light, you know, I don't know how it is that they just hung back. It was almost like they had a red light. And, you know, it was the communication was really weird because it was like they stopped and watched this thing happen. And it was almost like they were like, do you see this? Like, what the hell is this fool doing? Like, it's almost like you could hear their thoughts from a quarter mile away, because I'm pretty sure I was almost a quarter mile away from them. And it's like you could just hear the thoughts of the drivers on both sides who had the green light to go. But this guy just went straight through the light, or this female, whoever was driving. That could have been such a disaster. And when they went through the light, just cruising right through the light, it was like they kind of started veering off towards the railing, you know, in the road. And I said, they look like they're drunk. So that was the day after New Year's. So there's no telling who else is still celebrating out there today. So please be careful. I have said this to my coworkers. I have said this to you guys. I honestly am not projecting onto you, but they're getting it now. They're having freak accidents or near freak accidents. And they're like, I see what she's saying, you know? And they're now warning other people around them. Please do. This is not an energy to take lightly. It is not an energy you have to freak out over, but it's not an energy you want to take lightly. Pluto in Aquarius is bringing about some really, I don't I don't want to blame it on Pluto in Aquarius because we have, I'm sorry, I got a piece of hair just somewhere hiding on my face. I just got a piece of hair somewhere. Um, you got Saturn in Pisces. There it is again. There's Saturn in Pisces. Mars is in Leo, so it could be that. You got Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, which is technically more relationships, but Jupiter and Gemini in my seventh house. So I don't know where it is in your house. So who knows? Um, the moon just came out of, just moved into Pisces. So the moon was just in Aquarius, snuggled up to Pluto in Aquarius. I mean, I have no idea where Chiron is now, to be honest. I mean, I could tell you where Chiron is, where the north and south nodes are. I could absolutely tell you. Um, I don't know if it would make a difference one way or the other. I don't know what's causing this particular energy, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So, Sun is still in Capricorn, Moon in Pisces. Mercury is in Sagittarius. Okay, that's communication. Venus in Pisces. Mars in Leo. Let's see what that says. I got a motivations here for 8 weeks. See, Mars is actually a sexual sign. So, and Leo is the sun, which happens to be my card for today, the sun. Um, so, sun is a very positive energy. Mars is the planet of war, but is also a very sexual sign. Tis why Mars is the co-ruler of Scorpio. Yeah, so yep, I'm not getting anything with that transit. What about Saturn and Pisces? Mhm. Yeah, but that for me in my fourth house, there's, something going on. So let me see, just in general, Uranus, Taurus. Yeah, I'm not getting, see, these are generic. Chiron is in Aries. Nope, not seeing anything there. Um, It's interesting. Midheaven is also in Aquarius. Um, I'm just not. I'm not getting anything from these. Maybe it's the aspects. The Sun is square Chiron. The Mars is opposite Pluto, which is interesting because Aquarius and Leo is the opposite sign, the sister sign, as I call it, of Aquarius. Like Cancer is the sister sign of Capricorn, right? It is opposite Capricorn. Cancer is opposite Capricorn. So if you're a Capricorn, you probably have to use more of Cancer energy and vice versa. So it's the same for Aquarius and Leo. They're the opposites of one another. So considering Pluto is in Aquarius, let's see what this says. Okay, okay. There is a potential for anger or even violence to surface. You can, with careful attention, direct your actions in a way that leads to understanding healing. So it could create that, but I'm not getting where this accidental stuff is. It's sixth house. It's a sixth house energy. Jupiter is square Saturn. What is that telling me? Not getting anything there. Sun square Chiron. Chiron's the wounded healer. Moon square Jupiter. Yeah. I don't know. If another astrologer out there knows what this accident energy is, um, I'm just being frank with you. I told you there's certain really in-depth things about astrology that it's not just me. Like I'm sure other astrologers are trying to figure out as well. And some know off the bat. Um, I'm thinking it's Mars opposite Pluto, but that has a lot to do with anger and, it's sixth house. I wish that would tell me more about the house that it was in. Let me see. I have one more, and then we'll get into this, what we're going to do today. This particular app is telling me where my energy is. Oops, let's see. Let's look at my sixth house over here. I have the North Node there in Gemini. My natal Jupiter in Gemini. It's all in the sixth house. So North Node. That's normal. I have Uranus in my fifth house of Taurus. Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, it's not just me. It's not just me. Oops. Um, yeah, not there's some aspect though. It has to do with some aspect. I'll leave it there. Okay. There's some aspect going on um, that's causing these near freak accidents because that guy who ran the red light, very casually ran the red light, that was a near freak accident. Me darn near cutting off my thumb, like minutes after, we moved into the new year. that could have been worse than what it did. I scraped my thumb, but it could have been off. So that was that. I get to work and, someone tells me they darn near cut off their whole hand from a near freak accident. Someone else says something else happened to them in a near freak accident. I mean, yeah. So there's an energy, and I really can't explain it. I just know that it sounds very much like sixth house. It could be some issues going on in the 12th house, the house of the unknown. So it could be some planets transiting that. When I get up and running with my programs, I'll be able to be a little more savvy with this. But off the top of my head, no. Um, and most astrologers pull it up so they can see better. So I know you're not really an astrologer. I am. Yes, I am. Um, I am, but I'm very grounded when I give myself titles, you know. Uh, yeah. So, okay, so looking haggard, that was, I need to not do that. Okay. Which is why I was changing my profile picture so it wouldn't be so bad. And then near accidents. Okay, be careful. Okay. And then what else? On a very positive note, and the planets are transiting. Like I said, you have Venus in Aquarius, or is Venus in Aquarius yet? Or is it still in Capricorn? Let me see. Venus, um, no, Venus is in Pisces. Woo, Venus, but shit, pretty much like it there. It's the power to forgive. It strengthens since your compassion runs high. There is a deep need to find a soulmate connection. Love knows no boundaries now. Just be mindful with Venus anywhere. When Venus is direct now, I think, and so that's fine. But if Venus goes retrograde and you make some decisions, that's Venusian like decisions, whether it's cutting your hair off or dyeing it or getting in a relationship, whatever. Just know it's my understanding that when Venus goes direct again, you might have a double take it, like double thoughts about it. So, and especially when it's in a sign of Pisces. Pisces, the low vibrational side of Pisces can be illusions, delusions, disillusional. um, there is, of course, the higher vibration of Pisces, which is inspiration, um, spirituality. Those are the two most significant adjectives, if you will, for Pisces. Very spiritual, very, can be highly, inspirational. Um, and Pisces is just highly intuitive. Like this, Pisces is intuition on steroids, basically. And I spoke to someone who was a Pisces today, and I actually shared that information. Um, so just be mindful. But it's not retrograde today, and I think there's a lot of understanding in it, as it mentioned, compassion and um, what do I want to say? Trust. For some reason, trust is coming into play. Like, I trust you. I didn't for a long time, but I've tested the waters enough and I trust you. Or I trust that this is fine. Or there was a lot today of transparency. I saw a lot of vulnerability, sharing. There's a lot of sharing, a lot of transparency, a lot of vulnerability, a lot of understanding, overstanding, and understanding and conversations. So all of that was taking place today. A lot of camaraderie, a lot of that. And Fridays are particularly hard for my coworkers because there's a tendency to fight back. Oh, you make me sick. You leave early. Fridays are my half days. But it was none of that today. It was like, go, be careful, and enjoy your weekend. It was like acceptance. So I will add that in there. There was a lot of acceptance in the air today. Forgiveness, confession. I saw that. I had other conversations with other people today. People were very open today, just very vulnerable. Even if they were frustrated about something, they were like, I need to go out for a minute because this is getting on my nerves, for someone who's normally just like put together. It was a very, in one word, I would describe today as a very authentic day. Like the transits created an atmosphere of authenticity. And so people were authentic, people of all races, colors, backgrounds, and in a loving way. And um, if there was any deception, or if there was like, I don't know, it was just a day of authenticity, and of compassion and love. And, I don't know. It was love in a very authentic way. Not in I love the feeling of love. It wasn't that. It was just authenticity. And people are looking for answers now, too, by the way, um, because we are in going back to Pluto in Aquarius. I will talk about this a lot. We should call this the Pluto in Aquarius channel. Um, they're noticing, um, people are noticing that they are coming to acceptance, with their rapport relationships with their inner tribes. And they're coming to terms with this is working and this is not working. And the fact that I study astrology and can pretty much validate um, what they're experiencing as a result of the transits, and what the energies may be like, it's giving them peace. It's giving them peace of mind. Um, okay, so it's not just me. I mean, I know that this needs to happen, and I'm going to do it regardless of what the transits say or what you say or whatever. But the fact that my explanation of some of these transits are saying, so that's like definitely a reason to move forward. They didn't need the validation, but all validation helps. It gives you extra peace of mind. Like I knew it, like I didn't need you to tell me that. I knew it, but now that you say it, I knew it. It's like feeling someone loves you, but they never say it or they never act like that. And like deep down inside, you're like, there's something more there. You're a real ass, but I know there's something more there. And then the person finally says, it's like, I knew it, you know, or you sensing something's wrong with someone and they're saying, no, I'm good. That's not even bothering me. Or I have other things in my mind. Somewhere along the line, they admit, this thing was getting to me. And you say, I knew it. That kind of validation. So yeah, this was definitely a day of authenticity. Um, the transit is validating people's inner knowing of what they need to do or what, how they, excuse me, how they feel about certain situations. And it's just working. And there's that big piece, acceptance. So let me write that down. Acceptance of how things has to go and how things have to be or how they have to change. Um, it's just an acceptance, right? As opposed to, as opposed to denial, right? Which is from the Piscean era. Everything, person, structure, system, you know, we're in denial about things that were very clear, you know. I did the whole thing on Clarissa Shields, and how those who were in position like she is, like I was, am still, like nothing's changed with me and many others like us. For a while, we were in denial. Not her. I can't speak for her, but for me, absolutely. I was in a large state of denial. And that's brought about by a lot of gaslighting too. Okay. Because you can know that you know that you know. And the gaslighting pursues and you give people the benefit of doubt and really they're just gaslighting. So I'm sorry, guys. Like, this is why I don't want to wear makeup on camera. This is why. You're going to see the bags anyway. You're going to see the haggardness anyway. I'm going to embrace that phrase, right? Because, forget someone saying you're just some haggard chick on the camera. I'm just some haggard chick on camera. Beautiful, but haggard. I have worked hard my life, all my life. Oh, what's that song that Club Shay Shay plays? Oh, I'm being silly now. Not really. So, I can't help it because Vicky Diller always says it's the girl with the curly braids because that's how they wanted to, clap back at her. So she just owns it for herself. This is the girl with the curly braids. So I am the haggard woman on camera. I'm okay with that. I know where it comes from. I know I would desperately love to sleep 8 hours a night. The life would be so much different for me if I were able to sleep 8 hours a night, just lay my head down and sleep for 8 hours. Life would be so much different. It would appear so much different. I would do things differently. I would be more productive. Um, the value of sleep is like none other you can possibly imagine, as most of you know. Or if you regularly get sleep, then you're like, what? Why can't you just go to sleep and stay asleep? This just doesn't work that way. And then some of your more hostile tribe will say, oh, y'all just crazy. Crazy people don't sleep. You're crazy. And then they mock you for that. Yeah, that's what I say to those folks who equally look hazard. Not hazard, haggard. And it could be male too. They look like they've been through the mill and back, but they calling somebody else crazy. Okay, I'm digressing. So acceptance. So that's the energy I got today. And I think a lot of that has to do with Venus. Where did I say Venus was? Did I say Venus was in Pisces? Oh Lord, I'm showing my age. Yep, Venus is in Pisces in the 10th house. In the 10th house, that's the house of career. So that's where I saw it today in the workplace. That's exactly what I saw. Oh, see, you cannot make this up. Venus and Pisces in the 10th house. People were vulnerable. They were transparent. There was confession. There was acceptance. There was it was just a love there, like a different um face of love, you know. It wasn't like the beating heart, you're in my heart kind of, it wasn't that. Mm-mm. It was it was transparency. It was the vulnerability. It was the things that lead people to trust one another, you know, and be by them, stand by them, you know, because there's a, a story behind who they are as individuals. And it showed everywhere in everyone. It was really interesting. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's been years since I've been in a workplace and there was that type of camaraderie. Years, decades, decades. So enjoy this transit. If if it's in the air, let it be. Roll with it. It's when you get into the frictions, the conflicts, things like that. Those are the things you have to manage, you know. And yes, some of the other stuff you have to manage too. You don't want to prematurely go back into a relationship or get into a relationship or have relations that, you know, you might regret later. You don't want to do that, you know. You have to manage those too. But in a case like today, where you are being your authentic self, there's nothing sexual there. You're just exposing your heart. That's it. You're revealing your heart to your fellow man, fellow woman, and it's reciprocated. So there is reciprocity there. Oh man, I'm just going on and on with this. A lot of reciprocity, a lot of listening, a lot of that, a lot of listening. Like I said, a lot of understanding, overstanding. Just a lot of all that juiciness in the workplace. Yeah. And just, and you know, we were shielded from, you know, outside energies, like maybe because there was the looming thing that it was going to snow and kids were getting out early and people were making alternate, plans for what they need to do. And, no one needed that type of professional help today, assistance with their business today. So there were no outside clients coming in. So we could just be there on our P's and Q's, but still have this space to be authentic with one another. It's a new year. A new year has come around. And yeah, and I think there was also a need of things are getting weird. We've had some weird instances with, you know, the Tesla car blowing up, the tragedy in New Orleans, the It was actually a tragedy, a car blowing up in a part of Baltimore, White Marsh. I heard about that. I had not heard. Before that, before the Christmas holiday, there was the big shootout. That was the Al Capone type shootout in Towson, Maryland. Um, there's a lot. The plane crashes, so you got all of that. Then you got this storms coming through, and so I think people also are also understanding, overstanding that, you know, listen, we've got to stick together. And tragedy happens and people just do. Like you can like really not like your neighbors and tragedy happens and you all coming together for that one cause, for that one event. And then things will go back to the way they were. But I know that's how my neighbors are. You know, there is no type, I don't do cults. Let's put it that way. There's no cultishness. There is a cultishness in my neighborhood, but I'm not a part of it because I don't like cults. With that cultish behavior. I don't like any of that. I don't want anything to do with any type of Jim Jones cult type, nothing, you know. Mm-mm. Waco, Jim Jones. Mm-mm. I don't do minor cults. I don't do none of that. I'm highly independent when it comes to that. So, um, but like I said, when there's a tragedy in my neighborhood, people come together and, they break their ice. And then when things settle down, everybody goes back. It doesn't change. Everybody goes back to their status quo. And so, anyway, I don't want to just talk and talk and talk. I just want to, bring out that these transits are available to us. And I think we should really take advantage of it. Like, why would you not? I shouldn't. That sounds judgy, right? Sorry. Just take advantage of it. Take advantage of some juiciness. When the universe hands us some juiciness, oh my God, run with it. Like, run with that. How many times there's so much contention and we are just angsting for some juiciness, some relief, some peace. So I hope others are feeling this. I just thought it was amazing. And really, it wasn't like over the top, lovey dovey. It wasn't that. It was none of that. Because there was a lot of, vulnerability. There was a lot of, you know, sharing things you wouldn't normally share. There was no crying. There was none of that. It was just authenticity, you know. Now, was the contention and other, I left there and dealt with some other energies in another situation that, was gaslighty. And, I don't like that either. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not happy right about now. So I went from this vulnerable, I just had a great day state to, you don't even know me and you gaslighting me? Yeah, I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm going to let you know. So there's that authenticity again. I'm not going to hide it, and I'm not going to let you hide behind your stuff. I know what you're doing. I know you intentionally delayed me and had me waiting for no reason whatsoever. I know that. And all your sorries in the world are not fixing this situation. Okay. So I wanted that person to know that they were lying to me They were gaslighting me. They were holding me up at the same time saying, just sit tight, they're coming. No, they weren't coming because you had instructed them otherwise. Yeah, so I had to deal with that kind of thing. So I let that person know. I came home. I wrote them a poor review. And it was like a banner that just went by, you know? Someone gave me this analogy last week, this week actually. When you come up with things, or when things come up that you thought you dealt with, or in situations like today, right? I may have dealt with that before and it's come up again. Treat it like a banner that's going across the sky, you know, where the airplanes have the banners and they have a little saying on it. And you know, you see it coming and you stop and you pause and you zoom in, like, what does it say? What does it say? What does it say? And then you see what it says and use this like, call Geico, right? Or whatever, you know, company that's promoting itself or whatever. And you see it for what it is, and then it goes along, you know, and then you go back to your conversation as if the banner never came. They say gazelles are like that, you know, or, you know, if they were being chased by a lion, you know, they're in this extreme flight mode. Like, I gotta get up out of here. This lion is on my tail. And they're able to evade the lion and they're in a safe space again. You know, they're safe from harm. And then they just go back to gazing or grazing, sorry, grazing, as if nothing happened. Like that part, that part. So treat these things that keep coming up, they keep coming up, they keep coming, treat it like the banner in the sky, just going by in the sky. You know, stop, acknowledge it. You can even ask the question when these certain thoughts might come up, like, why are you here? Like, what's up? How can I help you? Something, right? You have to stop and pause when certain thoughts keep coming up that you're trying to not deal with. As long as you're resisting, they're going to keep coming. So why resist? Stop and look it in the eye, you know, spiritually, and say, how can I help you? What can I do for you? That's a good one. What can I do for you? And then just wait. You'll get whatever message you're going to get. You'll get whatever insight you'll get. And then they'll move right along. That's the quickest way to deal with those things. Do we always do it? No. We know that. But awareness is key to everything. If we see that we're still in resistance, that means we need to do a little more shadow work in that area. As easy as it sounds, it's not so easy. But I'm just telling you that that's what's happening. Because more than likely, it doesn't feel good. And you're not able to allow it to pass along like the banner in the sky. So just accept the fact that you need to do a little more work in that area. So, yeah, I'm kind of all over the place today. I started out with being, you know, looking haggard. I think I look a little better today. I went on to talk about, don't forget, like, just take a double take. Just take a double dose of patience wherever you go. Just pause. Make pause your friend, you know? Just pause before you do anything because more than likely it's going to be a near accident. And some things, honestly, like I reached over in my bed last night looking for something and bopped my head right on the corner of my nightstand. And I'm like, really, Aquarius? Like, and it was enough where it was like, it stung. I was like, really? Like, I sleep in this bed night after night and I have never hit my head on the corner of my nightstand. Like, what the hell? Those kind of things. So get more organized. Get more organized because if you have some shoes laying around on the floor and you get out your clothes and your clothes on the floor and for some reason your clothes cover the shoe and you go to walk and you twist your ankle and sprain your ankle. That's how ankles get sprained. That's how falls occur. I'm telling you, this is an accident prone energy that we're in. Love that saying, accident prone energy. That's what it is. So I'm just please. I don't want to hear that anyone's gotten hurt or, you know, this is just friendly warning, an awareness. We'll call it an awareness. Okay. Just be safe out there. Even in your home, just be safe. Because weird things are happening. It's highly accident prone, near accident prone. It is an accident prone energy. So I'm just saying. Okay, so what else? Acceptance energy today was very loving, Venus and Pisces. It's very authentic day. Very a lot of vulnerability. Yeah, a gentle love. That's what I'll call it. A gentle love. Um, that's it. That's all I have. Um, remember I pulled the Moonology card for you the other day and it came New Moon in Capricorn? I thought that was freaking amazing. So let me, and the other cards that I have been bring love into the situation. I don't know if you can see with this background. So bring love into the situation, New Moon in Aquarius. But we're going to pull a new card. We brought love into the situation. Our hard work has been paid off, right? Because we're getting that juicy energy. Woo, juicy, juicy. Isn't it nice to just be authentic? You don't have to filter what you feel, be judged for your trauma or what you experience, and people around you understand, overstand, and understand. You know what it's like when you get around people who think they so much better than, and like, oh, you have a battered woman syndrome. Oh, someone actually said that to me. You can add that to the list of name calling. Oh, you're a battered woman. Hmm. And I told that lady, yes, and I love this. I did this to her. I said, I pulled my sleeve up. I said, yes, and I love the skin that I am in. Mm, 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 mm. That's what I did to her. She shut the hell up. She didn't know what to do with that. I'd be damned if I was going to let her gaslight me. Some things are just off. Um, what's the word phrase? They're off. What's the word? What's the phrase? I don't even know. I've been doing this. My brain, the word comes and goes so fast. This freaking Mercury brain I have. It's like working at lightning speed. Just comes. I don't even know. Off something. Off limits. Well, at least I didn't wait 24 hours to remember it. You know, that's like 24 hours later, you're like, oh yeah, that's the word I was trying to remember. I really need to check my brain, see what's going on. I have too much going on. So it doesn't help that I am stuffing my brain with all this real estate knowledge. It's just pushing everything out. It's just making it worse. Okay. Love the skin that you are in. Next time somebody try to shame you, yeah, flip them that bird. Lord, I kissed my arm in such a way. She was like, oh, Lord. That was funny. She enjoyed that. I enjoyed making her uncomfortable. I'll do that if you push me too far, too. I had a woman, she was from St. Lucia. She was trying to be nosy when I came to visit the church, which my friend was like, come on, go to this event, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't really want to go be around the people. Come on and go for me. Fine. And, exactly what I thought. All the all that energy came from all around me, trying to be nosy and get all up in my business. So she decided, this woman, to send her husband. I said, oh, you want to send your husband to me to flirt with me to get information to you? I said, okay. I grabbed him by the tie and pulled him close to me. I sure did. So what else? So what are you looking for? And should you send your wife over? Yeah. I made him stand up quick. Twice before you send your husband over to me to manipulate me to get information for your own benefit. Don't play with me. Mm. That's my inner Wendy side. I didn't show y'all my Wendy shoes. You're like, who's Wednesday? Mm-mm. I'm channeling my Wednesday these days. It's a Netflix series. Adam's Family. Okay, there you have it. Yes, Wednesday has shoes. I bought them. I love them. I told you, Aquarius is going to have people come out with purple, orange, green hair and do all kinds of weird stuff because, they just coming out. And sure enough, as I saw these shoes, I said, I got to get them. And it comes with the, how the Crocs have the I don't know what you call the little buttons you could put in the holes to where they come with two of those. And one of them is the hand of thing. That is not me, but is it really? I've been rocking them, and people are like, oh, they're cute. I said, I'm chilling my inner Wednesday, my mischievous side. Don't you dare send your husband to me trying to shame me or get information or don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, I won't do anything, but he might be walking away in a different kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Don't play me. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm revealing this to you. So weird. I'm so weird. I'm such a geek. All right, I'm tired of shuffling. And I really need to stop shuffling because I'm talking shit right now. It was a true story that lady did do that. She never did it again. All right. What's this moon energy? I don't know. I was talking so much shit when I was talking. I wasn't even really. All right. I just have to trust that this message is going to be very poignant. It's not for me, for you. I have no expectations for this card. So let's do it. Oh, I'm gonna have to pull 3 cards. Now, because of my background, you may not be able to see this. See, it looks, um, Let me see if I can. See, it works and then it doesn't. Let's see. That's the new moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears. Oh, see, that is pointing to the message. The vulnerability, there's a big fear. There could be fears about being vulnerable, being authentic because it backfired when you were authentic in the past, opening up to others, for fear that they'll judge you. Work through your fears. Like, I'm working on, but every time I get in the car, the fear of another accident, I'm always working through that, and I need to sage my car again so it can feel safe again. But yeah, so there's that. The accident prone energy we're in, you know, don't be afraid, just be careful. Just don't cut corners. Don't, don't cut corners, you know, like clear up the area around you, or if you're a neat freak, like you should be fine. This is not the energy where you can cut corners. It's interesting that Pluto and Capricorn was about dismantling all those structures. And now to put it back in place, it's like, don't cut corners. Do what you're supposed to do. Your intuition will tell you. Your intuition will talk to you. It will say, you know, stay in your lane, or don't pop off, or slow down, pause. Um, I mean, it's so many things. Think twice before you say something. Work through your fears. Because if you don't, there's no way you can really enjoy this juicy energy. You'll miss out. I don't want you to miss out. Thank God I'm not missing out, because you know how many times I missed out because of fears of, I've been down that road before. No, I can't trust. I don't know you. All kinds of stuff. Just do your due diligence. Do your due diligence, and the reward will come. There comes a lot of reward. I notice rewards come quite fast, like lightning fast, when I am my most authentic self, when I speak exactly what's on my mind, no matter what it is that needs to be said. And I find rewards come, particularly the reward of peace. There's rewards when it comes to being authentic, lots of it. So for those of us who, maybe have been shut down for many years, can't really say what we want to say, or just in general, Big Brother's got us, working the line kind of thing. And people are opening up and talking about stuff. And there's only so many pandemics and crises you can create. People are waking up. So, new moon in Scorpio. This is another, I call Scorpio the X-ray sign. They have eyes like X-rays. They see right through shit. And they call it out right there on the spot. You can't deny it. That's the high vibration side of Scorpio. That's the high vibrational side. Don't think I don't know the other side. I do. So you have that. Work through your fears. Full moon in Capricorn. The end of a tough the end of a tough cycle approaches. I know you can't really see that, but that's what it is. Full moon in Capricorn, which we just came out of Capricorn energy and we just pulled that new moon in Capricorn. Um, it says your hard work is paying off. And this says the end of a tough cycle approaches, which is amazing. I love this one. I'm pulling from the bottom of the deck. Full moon, just full moon, surrender to the divine. Mm-mm-mm. Surrender. Remember, I said that too? Like, if you're going through some things and you're resistant, you need to surrender to those energies that you don't want to feel or deal with. Just surrender. Surrender to the divine, surrender to within, and get your peace, and get your healing, and grow, mature, and then teach. Each one, teach one. I think the age of holding on to information and using it as a weapon, I think that's over too. People weaponize information, holding back. Big, big issue in the Piscean era, holding back on information. It used to drive me crazy. But, I think we're coming out of that too. The end of a tough cycle approaches, surrender to the divine. And the final message, North Node, step out of your comfort zone. Let me see if I can get this. No. Okay, getting there, getting there. I'm trying. That's your North Node. There we go. That's your North Node. Step out of your comfort zone. That's what all of this is about. Surrendering to the divine. Surrender is stepping out of your comfort zone, working through your fears, stepping out of your comfort zone. The end of a tough cycle approaches. That's your motivation to step out of your comfort zone. This is, what's the word I want to use? Ripe soil. We're in the energy of ripe soil. We don't know how, this energy with Pisces, with Venus and Pisces is going to be here for how long? Doesn't say. It's going to go retrograde. It's direct. It's going to go retrograde from March 1st through April. So Venus is going to be in Pisces for a minute. With Venus and Pisces, you and everyone become more idealistic in love. So you got to watch out for that. And may tend to overlook a partner's flaws. So just be mindful of that. The power to forgive is strengthened since your compassion runs high. There is a deep need to find a soulmate connection. Love knows no boundaries now. That's the only thing you have to be careful, that Piscean energy. You don't want to be in an energy of, I love to just be love, or I love to feel love, or I love the feel of love, or you know how that saying goes. Love is this stuff I was talking about earlier, the authenticity, the vulnerability, You have to also be willing to let go of past hurts, step out your comfort zone. If you're having a hard time with that, no one can rush you through that. You have to work through that. And it might take decades. And clearly, people won't hang around forever, while you work through your stuff. They didn't hang around for me, probably won't hang around for you. More than likely, some people, yes. Men tend to have a lot of grace in that area. They find women willing to hang around. For women, I think it's harder. Could be wrong, but everyone has their own perspective on things. Men think women have it easier. Women think men have it easier. None of us really have it easier if we don't do the shadow work. But yeah, this is really good. This is a really good message, and it does align with what I talked about earlier. Work through your fears. Work. It's the good work. It's the best work you can possibly do for yourself. Work through your fears. But first, you have to recognize, what are those fears? You have to become aware of what your fears are. Acknowledge them. Like the banner. Acknowledge your fears. Give it the space it's requiring, it's asking for. Validate your fears. Validate them. I think, again, we're moving out of that energy where you have to suck it up and, not not expose yourself. That's why a lot of us walked around with our fears. We couldn't expose ourselves, made us vulnerable to energies that were not kind. But now we're in energy where we can. It's like that little girl. Remember, I told you I was in the store and the little girl, her mom, she wanted the toy, and her mom was like, "We really have to go. I'll come back." And the little girl was really I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." And then eventually, when I said to her that she could get in front of me, her mother relented. I said, "Okay, thank you." And she got in front of me, but the little girl was stuck in her trauma. She had created this habit somehow in her mind. I told you, as children, we I say we. Well, I'm definitely not a child. But if you remember, as a child, or I should say children do, because I remember I did this as a child. I cannot say we. It's so ridiculous to me. Children process their pain in ways that eventually become a crutch of such. And then it ends up being, some issue they have to work through later in life, right? Because they're dealing with a pain that they're not equipped to really handle. And so they process it the best way they can. And I knew that. And this little girl she didn't realize that, oh my God, I'm actually going to get the toy now, Mommy. Thank you. Mm-mm. The mother got in line with her. She continued to wail almost. She was literally there in a whole complete meltdown still, after her mother decided, okay, I'll get in line because the line is moving quicker. And this lady let us, in front of her. And she just, for some reason, she just couldn't process that, her hard work had paid off. She was adamant and she cried, and, she was authentic in her pain. She was authentic, but she didn't process the fact that it was over. That's what I'm trying to say. It was over. Okay. She was getting her toy. She was getting her way. She had won. Not that it was a competition, but she had gotten what maybe her mom had promised her. And she wasn't going to be let down or feel abandoned or feel like she was, not important. Whatever it was going through her mind, she couldn't process that, okay, I actually got what, I asked for. I actually got what was promised to me, you know. She couldn't get it, and that created a snowball of her mother having her own kind of, okay, I'm trying not to have a meltdown, but I'm about to if you don't pull it together, kind of energy. Like, come on now. She couldn't get it. She wasn't getting it. And it wasn't until I said to her, why are you still crying? I said it just like that. She turned and looked at me, and her mama turned and looked at me, not in a mean way, but I was like, okay, I hope I'm not, I know I made this risk. I stepped out of my comfort zone, right? And they waited for me to say more, and I did. And I bent down to her level. And I said, again, I asked her again, why are you crying? Aren't you getting the toy? I said. She said, "Hmm." She had tears all up in her eyes, everything. And I said, and I let you in front of me. And it was like, oh, her light bulb came on. And the mama too. Mama was like, say thank you to the lady for letting you in front of her. And she said, thank you. And that line moved so fast, as quickly as they turned back around, as quickly as they were gone. And that's how quickly the line moved. And it was this was a long line. So how things move that quickly in a matter of a second, nobody knows. So the time her mother would have spent there, walking slowly to the car, yeah, like all of that done. She got the toy and was out the door, and they were on their way. But the little girl got the healing she needed. She was able to, with the universe using me to help her, she was able to comprehend, oh, I don't need to cry anymore. Oh, yes, I am getting the toy, that I wanted so badly, that I desired so badly. And I can dry my tears, and mommy can not be upset with me, and I could be happy. All of that juiciness. That's what all of this is, you know, stepping out of your comfort zone, working through fears, knowing that the end of a tough cycle approaches, and surrendering to the divine. Who is the divine for you? Okay. I've lingered long, long, long on this video that, quite frankly, I don't know if I had much to say about nothing. I really don't. But I enjoyed it. I wrote enough notes, so maybe I'll make it interesting enough for somebody to watch my video. And what was underneath that card? Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. That was under these step out of your comfort zone. Prosperity lies ahead. You're not going to be, there it is. There's the Taurus, the bull, loves their money, loves their stability, loves their stability. Prosperity lies ahead. The end of a tough cycle approaches. That is like music to the ears of some of us. I'm telling you. Surrender to the divine, I'll just say this, is one of the reasons why the end of a tough cycle approaches. Because you're surrendering to the divine. You're allowing yourself to cast your cares onto, see, the Bible's coming up again. But, it works. It works in these situations. Cast your cares on him because he cares for you. Cast your cares on her, the divine feminine, for she cares for you. Big Mama cares for you. So cast your cares onto her. She can handle it. For those of you who think God is a male, cast your cares onto him. Whatever it is that you, whomever you serve, you're comfortable with. But cast your cares onto the divine source, the universe, the divine feminine, God, Allah, Buddha, whomever. You fill in the blank. Cast your cares onto because cares for you, right? That's a good reason to surrender. You cannot surrender if you don't do the shadow work, though. It won't happen. Ask me how I know. Shadow work is hard work. It is tough work, but it's the best work you can possibly do. It's the most rewarding, the most. All right. All right. So I pulled cards for you. That was fun. And so I'm out. Since I cannot go out there in the elements, it means I have to do coursework. This this part is so much fun. This is what I have to look forward to for the coursework. But I figure if I got nothing done at work today. They talked me to death today. Um, I think if I could get through if I could get through, let's put it this way, if I can get through unit, if I could get through to units, if I could get 60% done, I'm at 54%. If I could get to 60%, by Sunday, if I'm going to be honest with myself, that means I'm gonna have to put in, it's only 6:43. That means I'm gonna have to put in, I know what I could do. I can put in a couple of hours, maybe an hour and a half, at least finish one section, which is significant. This next section is significant. And then go to bed. And then if I get up in the middle of the night, I can come back and chip away at it some more because I don't have to worry about going into work. And I can do that and then just do what I need to do all day tomorrow and then pick the course back up on Sunday. It's an option. Or if I can chill for the rest of the night and get up in the middle of the night, I don't want to do that. Either way, I'm talking about getting up in the middle of the night. I'll figure it out. Realistically, it would be great if I were at 70% by the beginning of next week, meaning Monday. That would be great. And finish the course by next Friday. That would be ideal. Then I can really get down and dirty with the studies and take the exam to qualify me for the state exam. So Anyway, why am I talking to you guys about this? I'm troubleshooting on camera. This is ridiculous. All right, beloveds, I love you. Appreciate you. I don't know how I got into that stuck mode. I did that. Oh my God. Oh, there is no hiding in this energy. It is the truth serum of truth serums. Truth serum energy. I'm just going to write that down. Have a wonderful Friday night. If you're out there in the elements, please be careful, be safe. And if you have excellent weather, just enjoy it for us, those of us who are finally getting the snow. And yeah, I love you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you enjoyed the video. And I'll try not to look so haggard in the future. Lord, I'm not going to say who said that because he'll call me out too. I don't want him calling me out. But Lord, oh Lord, when you have a decent looking woman being called haggard, I'm thinking that she had the makeup on and everything. I have no hope. It's crazy. I saw a beautiful woman there being called haggard. That's not good. To the guys, and these are young guys, you're going to be old one day too, okay? The crusty draws and the nasty beards, you're going to be limping or walking a certain kind of way. I see you all the time out and about. These older men who just, yeah. Um, just be kind. That's all I can tell you. But that woman, she deserved it because she lied on someone. And she was very indignant about, whatever the topic was. And, she lied on someone. And so, yeah, and that was his clap back. Like, you're looking all haggard and you up there lying on me. I promise you, sir, I am not lying on you. I'm actually a bit of a fan of yours. I don't agree with everything you say, but I don't have to. But I actually love this person's work and what he does for the FBA family. And I know he is a strong influencer and, you know, he has his critics and he knows who those valid critics are. And so he stays in his lane. But this was a woman who just called his name out for no reason whatsoever. She just being a shill and not for the Democratic Party this time. She was don't listen, whether you're for the Democratic Party, whether you're for the Republican Party, or whether you're independent, don't be a shill for these people. If that's your choice, then that's your choice. But you start being a shill, it's not good. It's not good. Now, I don't know, but I think he gave a whole new definition of what Haggard looks. Bye, folks. I love you. Let's see if I could get my closing down right today. So remember to smile, your beautiful smile, and may your smile shine as bright as the star that you are. I almost got it. May your shine. Mm, I don't know. I'm tongue twisted. May your smile shine as bright as the star that you are. I'm going to get it. You get the message, though. We are all stars, and we all have these beautiful smiles. So there you have it. Love you. Bye. Peace.